Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 28th of September. Whatever you're feeling as this week begins, the chances are it's going to be closer to the surface. Now, in a positive sense, if you're feeling upbeat, other people will soon know about it. But if you're feeling profoundly sensitive, that too can come across. And part of this is coming from the fact that there is a lunation at the start of this week, a lunar eclipse. This is occurring in the 10th house of your situation, which is very much to do with how you link with others. There could be something around your work-life balance that does need some kind of realignment throughout the next couple of weeks. It may be something you need to think about over the long term. But Mercury, the planet of communication, and the Sun are going to be combining in a very tender part of your horoscope from Tuesday through to Friday. But Mercury continues to track backwards. And if you're not quite sure, and things seem a little bit confused or you feel befuddled, and that's possible because there are some difficult aspects created by Neptune once more this week. It's in an opposition with Jupiter, which it can be inspirational, but it can also trick us into following up things that will never actually come to anything. And then in the last couple of days, over the weekend, Mars goes into an opposition with Neptune, which can be profoundly deceptive. So it is going to be important to think very carefully and try to sort out your emotional internal self before you get into any big discussions, because you may find yourself exposed in the headlights of a vulnerability that is difficult to deal with. However, if you're feeling much more go-getting and with it, a fantastic angle between Jupiter and also Pluto suggests that if you do need to say something and you feel very strongly about it, you can come across in a very profound way, and people can be really taken by what you have to say, by your message. Communications in general are going to be hugely important for you over the next 6 months due to the solar eclipse which occurred on the 13th of September, and that's feeding into this lunar eclipse. The two are going to be cooperating for this next half-year period. This third 10th house axis is quite tricky because if you think about it, the third house is all about how we chat, how we express. Whereas the moon, the lunation, is how we feel, and of course it's your ruler. But being so close to the surface, it means that it can seem that other people are much more on your ideas, much more checking you out. And also with Saturn now emphasizing the part of your scope to do with life organization and your health, you don't want to be overloading yourself with too much mental stimuli. And that can be a factor in the first half of this week, as the Sun is also so close to Mercury. It's almost like ideas can be racing around your mind, and it's important to slow things down. But Mars clashes with Saturn through to Wednesday too, and that can create a certain amount of stress. So whether you're feeling bright and bubbly at the start of this week or a little bit more sensitive, it's going to be more difficult to conceal it from other people. And by the end of this week, I do feel as the Sun does go into a square with Pluto, if there are certain emotional relationships which are not working quite as sweetly as you would like, you probably are going to have to now challenge yourself and your desire to avoid any awkward subjects, which can be a little bit of a Cancerian trait. And Mercury's retrograde in the most tender part of your scope is suggesting maybe it's the time to talk it through now and try to make sense of how the other person feels or how you feel. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.